Well, hello everybody. It's Ronnie with WIPandChain. I got a beautiful little project for you here today. Look at this purse. It's basically 2 panels, 1 middle panel, and a strap. It comes together very quickly. And look at this handle. Have you seen any stitch work like this before? Well, we're going to show you how to do it. But anyway, these can be lined. You can just carry them like this. You can make them any color that you want, or if it's a color option, you can go for it. So let me explain what I used. I used a 3mm crochet hook. You will need some stitch markers, and this is the yarn that I used to make this project. Fundamental cotton. This one is called aqua color. Let me tell you, this cotton, I don't know if you can see it, but it is beautiful to work with. It never splits. It's just easy to work with. And this goes without saying, but Hobby Lobby, all their yarn, I love it all. Every piece of it, every type, every feel, all of it. Their yarn has never once let me down. Anyway, so that's the yarn that I used. And you will need a pair of scissors. And you ready to dive into this? You got this. All right. The first thing that you're going to be making are the panels. And let's start that now. Okay, we're going to get started on this. Excuse my hideous nails. I thought I'd like this color, but I absolutely don't, and I'm very self-conscious about it. Anyway, this project starts with a magic ring, magic circle. It's kind of needed on this project, but if you are really struggling on doing them, do a chain 4 and slip stitch to the first chain, and then we'll meet right there. But I do highly recommend the magic circle, and I have, I think, 2 videos on how to do them. And if you're still struggling, please come find us on Facebook under WIPandChain for Work in Progress, and either Maggie, Lauren, or myself will do everything we can to help you. Even if I have to go live and we can practice them, whatever we need, we're here to help you. That's why we do this. So anyway, so we're going to start with our magic circle. Now, if you did your chain, I want you to, you did your chain slip stitch to the first stitch, I want you to chain 4. If you did the magic circle, you automatically chain 1, but still chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. And then I want you to put 2 double crochets into the center. It's 1 and 2. All right. I want you to chain 2 and put 2 more double crochets in. It's 1 and then 2. Chain 2, 1 and 2, and do 2 more double crochets. It's 1 and it's 2. Chain 2, and again 2 more double crochets. All these are in the center ring. Chain 2 and 2 double crochets. chain 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4, all right, chain 2, put 1 double crochet in, pull your magic ring closed, then the second chain up, I want you to slip stitch. Okay. Now you do need to count. It's really important. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those chain 2s. Okay. Really important to know that. Now I want you to just slip stitch over to this chain area. Right there. Now I want you to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then put another double crochet in that same chain 2 area. Okay. Now we're going to put double crochets on top of these double crochets. So for this round, it's just 2. So 1 in the first one. And 1 in the second stitch. That should take you to the gap, the chain 2 spot. So I want you to put a double crochet in there, chain 2, and put another double crochet in. And then again, you put a double crochet on top of each stitch, so that'll be 2 of them. 1 in the first one, and 1 in the second one. And that will take you to another gap, so you will put in, or chain 2 area, a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. Then you'll put 1 double crochet in each stitch on the top of it. That's 1, and that's 2. And that takes you to your chain, so you'll do a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. And 1 double crochet in each chain on top. Same sequence all the way around. And then one on each of the stitches. 1 and 2. And then you're in your chain, so it's 1 double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. And then 1 on top of each one. Now right here, because you slip stitched over to the gap and you'll be doing it every time, don't think this isn't 1. This is 1. Each side has 2, so you got to make sure you have 2 on this side. Okay. And then after you do your 2, 1 in each stitch, double crochets, second chain from the hook, just slip stitch. Okay. So then you're going to slip stitch back over to the gap. This is round 3 already. We're on. Chain 4, 2, 3, 4. Then you put another double crochet right in that chain. Now you put 1 double crochet on top of each. Now do you remember the last row was just 2 of them? Well, this row, it's 4 of them. So each row, they'll go up by 2. Okay, just for memory purposes. So make sure each row you have 4. Well, 4 for each this side. Then the next row would be 6 and so forth. So 1 double crochet in the top of each one. And then when you get to your gap, right there, put in a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. Make sure you did pull your center tight, okay? In case I didn't tell you that. Now, 1 double crochet on top of each stitch. This is 1, this is 2, 3, and 4. And then in your chain 2, you do 1 double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. And then going around, you put in 1 double crochet. So you should have 4 of them, remember. So this is 2. This is 3. And 4. And then double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. And then 1 double crochet on top. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you're in the corner. Chain 2. And double crochet. And then 1 on top of each. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then a corner, it's a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. Now on your last row before you join, remember what I told you on the first round of this. That last stitch, because you slip stitched into the gap, might be a little hard, but it does need to be put in there for your counts and your project to stay even right there. And then you slip stitch to the second chain up, just like that, and you slip stitch over to the gap. And this is what it's going to keep looking like. So we did rows 1, 2, 3. You keep the same theory for rows 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. You keep doing it the exact same way. So like this was 4, next time it'll be 6, then it'll be 8, then 10, 12, 14, 16, and 18. Okay? And when you got that, this is what you're gonna get to. And I count the rows. This is row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay? So once you're there, once you're here, I'll do the last row with you because it's a little different. Okay. And then you go to the gap, slip stitch to the gap. Now this one, I need you to chain 3, 2, and 3, and put in 3 more double crochets. So that's 1, 2, and 3. My yarn. I love this Hobby Lobby yarn, but this type of yarn can get very tangled up very quickly, so be very careful on how much you pull out when you're doing it. Okay, so now you should have 18 of these standard double crochets. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Sorry about that if you heard background. My son's playing his video games. So we're at 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. And 18. Now in your chain 2 gap, I want you to put in 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we put in our 18 standing double crochets. Don't go ahead of me because this isn't the same all the way around, just so you know. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So we did 2 of them with the 4 and then the 18. I want you to do 2 more. So you put 4 and you do this. You put 4 double crochets and do this and stop there. Okay? Okay. So now I did these 4. Now we're going to do these last 2. So after I did my 18, I'm going to go back to my normal top. So it's double crochet, chain 2, and then a double crochet. And then you do your 18. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now you're at your last chain 2. Again, you'll put in 1 double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. And then you put in your 18 double crochets standing on top of each stitch. Just 1. $13, 15, 16, 17, and don't forget that last one, 18. And then you slip stitch to the second chain. Right. Then you cut and I just pull this out for now. All right, so now you do need to make 2 of these. 2. And what you do is, now the chain 2 spots that have the 4 double crochets, those 4 should be at the bottom. The 2 with the double crochet, chain 2 double crochet at the top. Okay, then you're gonna go at the top and you're gonna count your very first double, standing double. You're gonna go down 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On the 8th one, mark it with a stitch marker. Okay, and then on the other side too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you mark that one with a stitch marker. You should have, from stitch marker to stitch marker, 94 stitches here on both of them. And then now's a good time to sew in at least your centers so you don't have to worry about them. Okay, now we're going to make that piece that goes around the edges, and all that is you start with your normal slip knot. I want you to chain 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Now, I like to do the back humps to have a nicer even bottom, but you do not have to. You can just go into the chain. But I love going into back loops. And all we're going to do is second chain from the hook. We're going to put in a single crochet in each stitch. So that will land you with 12 single crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 12. Now this is row 2. I want you to do 93 more rows. No, total of 93, 2 to 93. You just chain 1 and you turn and you just put single crochets in every stitch for a total of 2 to 93. Okay, so that's all it is single crochets. When you reach the end, you chain 1 and you turn. That's it. And after you do that, you should end up with something like this. Now, when I finished, I did not knot my end, because when we're hooking it to our bigger, my side pieces, in case you did a row and it's a little short, or maybe it's a little long, you can undo it or you can add more. It's just my little trick of saying, hey, you know what? You're protecting yourself on such a beautiful project, and you really don't want to risk something else going wrong. All right, so now what we're going to do, we're going to take our 2 pieces. Now make sure you have your end, your bad sides facing in. Okay, there we go. All right, now undo one of these, and I'm gonna getting all confused, and I'll hook it together. Well, you know what? Now we're gonna do one side at a time. Prefer not. All right, that's me thinking out loud. All right, so now the end that you can add or subtract, you always want that at the bottom. Don't put that up here. It won't work for you. All right, so take your starting end. And do you see what I mean about doing back loops? Look how nice that looks. Beautiful. Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna slip stitch, and by doing that, we're gonna put our crochet hook in here. We're gonna get some working yarn. Put my hook in, and you want to put your hook in right at that corner one, okay? All right. Take your working yarn. No knots, no slip knot or anything. Just pull that through. 1 and 2. Okay. Make sure you know which one's your working yarn. Okay. Now we're going to go into the next one. Here. And then count 2 rows down and go right in there. And make sure you're working with your working yarn. It's very easy in the beginning to grab one of your tails. Grab it, pull it through and through, and then you do a slip knot. Just like that. Then you go into the very next stitch. You grab your yarn, come through, and slip knot. You're going to do this all the way around, okay? And then we're going to do it to the other side. The same technique. I'll do a few more stitches so you guys can see what I mean. In and in. Make sure you're at the edge. Grab your yarn, pull it through, and slip knot. All right. So you're going to have it sandwiched, just like this. Not the other way, okay? Have it sandwiched, just like this. We're going to do both sides, and I'll come back and show you what we do after that. Okay, continuing of the bag. Now I did sew everything on, but what I did notice versus what I told you what I did is when I sewed this middle piece on, instead of sandwiching it like I said I did, what I did is I bent this down. So I went in through the side, then I went through the top of this panel, not side as in sandwich, coming in through the back. So I bent it down and I went through this part, then I went through the top of the side panel. Okay, and that's what I did. And also, when I slip stitched everything, I also slip stitched up and around here to make everything very uniform. And I even slip stitched here and here. Now, the other way that I showed you how to do it sandwich, that looks nice too. I really think the way you hold this is a personal preference of what look you're looking for. Okay. Now, the last piece of this beautiful little octagon. Is it octagon or hexagon? 6, 3 of 6. Anyway, of this is the strap for it. So let me show you this really beautiful strap that we're doing for it. Okay. So I want you to take your yarn, put a slip knot onto the hook. Make sure you give yourself a little tail. Okay. All right, let's bring it in because this is something different than I'm sure a lot of people have not seen yet. I want you to chain 2 and leave your chain 2 a little on the loose side. Okay, chain 2. Now, for each chain, you have a top loop and you have a bottom loop. We're going to work at the bottom loop of the first chain. So we're going to skip the second one. We're going right to the first one. We're going to take our hook right here and we're going to put it, we're going to put it through just that first chain of the bottom of the first chain. Okay. Now we're going to wrap our hook with yarn. When you wrap, please, for this pattern, wrap over your hook. Don't wrap under, wrap over, up and over. Okay. Wrap over. Then you come down, you go through. Now you have 2 loops, you wrap, and you go through both. All right. Now, this looks like a mess, but it's not, I promise. Turn. You're going to have 1 loop standing. You can't miss it right here. You're going to take your hook. You're going to go through that 1 loop. Wrap your hook. Bring it through. Wrap and go through both. Then you turn. And now every time you turn, you're going to have 2 loops that you're going to be working with right here. Okay. So then you just go under. I'm going to go under both those loops. Do not rush. Take your time. Once you get started with this, it's good. It's the starting part sometimes. Wrap, come back through, wrap, go through both. Then you flip, and then look, you'll have the 2 two pieces right there again, 2 loops. You wrap, go through. You wrap and go through 2. Then you turn. So that's what this whole chain is. So you just keep doing that. You keep rotating. And I will have a separate tutorial on this in case you need some little more help. All right. So after you do that, you want this to be at least 39 inches. All right. Very important to know that. So you're going to need a darning needle and take your chain, your strap, fold it, these 2 top corners right here. All right. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but they're still setting off fireworks around here. So we're going to go through the front. Now we're going to go through the back from the middle out. Okay. So now when we're on the back, make sure when you're getting ready to thread, make sure your strap is not twisted. You really don't want your strap twisted. Okay. So lay your strap. See how it's not twisted? Okay. Then we're going to come up here. Then we're going to take it through your front loop. Right there. So again, before you flip it over, make sure everything is straight with it. Because okay. Like that. And there's that. Now here's my ends. See them? Okay. Do whatever you need to do to make sure they're not twisted. Thread your needle. I think I'm just being paranoid because I'm terrified of it being twisted. So now you want to just go up through. I'm going to try to attach these as simple as you can. Okay, then what you want to do, obviously weave in your ends. And you can leave that part in the center. And then you have your purse. And now if you choose, you can line these. But these are absolutely adorable. And really, they don't take that long to make. How about if I zoom you out so you can see? But there she is. Look how beautiful those straps are. Minus my puppy hair. Gorgeous, right? Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. My name is Ronnie. I work with Maggie and Lauren to bring you fun crochet tutorials that are just not like every other crochet tutorial that's out there. We are honestly here to help you. You will never get a message from us, anything costing you any money. Come find us on Facebook, follow our page, and if you post stuff, we do a drawing once a month for a free item. And if you need any help, speak up. We will be more than happy to help you with anything that you need, if it's in our capability. If this video was helpful, please hit that like button at the bottom and that subscribe button. We really could use the help on that. And until our next tutorial, happy crocheting, guys. Make this a fun hobby. Have a good night. Bye.